Hey there, this is Ryan with KHB Construction. Today we want to talk about your full home transformation in Manteca, California. First, let's define a full home transformation. A full home transformation includes the kitchen, bathroom, flooring, and painting the entire house at a minimum. Typically, these projects are remodeling all of the bathrooms, remodeling the kitchen, new flooring, new carpentry, new paint throughout the whole house. This also could include a fireplace remodel, a staircase remodel, and some finished carpentry on the ceilings if that's what you're looking for. If you're looking to do a project like this, it is a pretty large undertaking. Remodeling a full home is oftentimes very time-consuming and very costly, to say the least. There's a lot of expenses that go into this project. With that said, you need to be with someone that you can trust to fulfill the work. And when you're looking for your contractor, we want to talk about a few points that you should be looking for to make sure you have the right fit for you. The first thing you should be looking for in your contractor is a process. They should have a tried and true, proven process on how they're going to reach success in this massive project. They should have a start to finish 30,000 foot view process so you always understand where you're at in the process and how fast you're going to be getting to the completion. Talking about completion, there should be a schedule that shows you day by day, week by week, month by month in some cases, how long it's going to take, where you're at on the day-to-day basis of your project. With those 2 points, I would like to share with you our 30,000 foot process so that you can understand the step-by-steps and what you should be looking for in the contractor you're talking to. The first step in our process is to fill out a Get Your Quote form on our website, kitchenhomeandbath.com. Now, your contractor might not have a website, and that's not a big deal, shouldn't be a deal breaker, but they should have some sort of job intake form where they get your critical information, how they can contact you, how to stay up to date with you, and that's the step one of any given process a contractor has. Step two is going to depend on if there's any structural changes or not. If there are structural changes, our first job walk will be with a drafter, interior designer, and your customer concierge. If there's not any structural changes, this will be a standard job walk with your customer concierge. And they're gonna be going through the scope of work in depth in your home to craft the scope of work. Once this scope of work is crafted, we take a 3D scan of the entire home, we take that back to our office, and we get working on your estimate. When we're working on your estimate, it typically takes 2 to 6 weeks, depending on the size of the project, depending how many trade partners are gonna be on the project. And once we have that completed, you'll be the first to know. We'll set up an in-home consultation to go through that estimate and then hand you off to design. Design for full homes, typically 2 to 6 weeks as well. Depending on how in-depth your design is, it could be up to 6 weeks. If it's a very simple like-for-like remodel, it could be as little as 2 weeks. In this design, you are going to get 3D renderings of each space that is being remodeled. You're also going to get floor plans of each space that's going to be remodeled. This is as much for us as it is for you. We do have to submit a full set of construction documents to get a permit to actually perform the work. You will also get mood boards and selections for each room as well that are going to all tie together and make your design come to life. Once the design is complete and you have signed off, you approve of everything going into your home, we craft the final proposal. This proposal is going to reflect all of the design selected items. It's also going to reflect all of our trade partners' finalized proposals. And this is the end-all be-all cost. There will be no upward cost from this point forward. It's the end-all be-all number to remodel your entire home. At this point, we have design done, we have the proposal signed, the construction contract signed, and we are moving into the pre-construction phase of the project. This is where we are gonna order, we're gonna have on-site handoff meetings with our operations team, and we are gonna get the finalized schedule to you as soon as possible so you know exactly the duration of your project. And last but not least, there is the actual construction process. So this is day one through finish. There is a little bit on the back end of finish that we will talk about with punch lists, warranties, how to claim warranties, all of that good stuff. Overall, that is the 30,000 foot view of how to tackle a full home transformation. Generally, this process is around 8 to 12 weeks total from start to finish. With all of that said, if your contractor you're talking to says, yeah, I can start next week, that's a red flag. If he says, no, we don't need permits, that is a red flag. If he does not have design or doesn't offer design or recommend a designer to you to actually bring all of the materials, renderings, floor plans to life and to submit for permits, that is a red flag. So those 3 things right there should be automatic outliers. If you hear that or someone says that, that is a huge red flag. Walk away, find another contractor. Now, with a project that takes 8 months just to plan, design, and schedule, how long do you think this is actually gonna take? And typically, if we're doing a home that has a kitchen, 2 bathrooms, all the flooring, let's say like a 2,000 square foot home, this is around a 12-week project, 10 to 12 weeks. Historically. It can be longer if there's structural aspects. It can be shorter if it's very much like for like. Now we have plenty of videos on what it actually costs to remodel your kitchen or bathroom right there in Manteca, California. I'd encourage you to watch those, but on average, a kitchen is gonna start off around $65,000 for like, a custom kitchen, $85,000 plus. Bathrooms typically start around $40,000 to $45,000, upwards as high as you want to get. So if we're looking at the base minimum cost for 2 bathrooms and a kitchen, we're around $180,000 for those full remodels. Now you add in flooring, you add in carpentry, you add in paint, maybe new doors and new cabinetry throughout the home in an office or a hallway. This has shown historically that full home transformations usually start off around $220,000, and they've gone as high as 7 figures here at KHB Construction. Now the timeline, the numbers, finding a contractor, this could all be very, very daunting. And if this is your first time remodeling, you might not even know where to look. I would encourage you to give us a call. We would love to walk you through the process, love to help you find a contractor, even if you're out of our service area, and we are here as a resource for you. So give us a call or go to our website, kitchenhomeandbath.com, click the Get Your Quote form in the upper right-hand corner, and we'll talk to you soon.